I've always wondered whether there was life outside of what we already know on Earth.
Space is something that's always interested me, and I've always wondered why some planets like Saturn have rings and what they're made of.
Humans have always looked into the sky and marvelled in wonder. It is that instinctive drive to discover that makes space such an exciting and appealing concept to use in the school curriculum. Space has the potential to inspire, educate and motivate learners of all ages and abilities. It increases motivation and encourages the take-up of STEM subjects post-16. Using space as a context for learning helps teach fundamental knowledge and principles in an engaging way.
I want to know, if we're running out of resources on Earth, will we have to travel to the Moon or to other planets to replace him?
Space is tremendously exciting. I don't know anyone that isn't interested in space on some level. So if you use these amazing discoveries and activities going on in space science as your starting point to build up their knowledge to answer the big questions they're encountering, then you're pretty much meeting all the objectives you need for the curriculum.
Well, from the outset, space education in the science curriculum is primarily there to enrich teaching and learning, and we've really managed that here to the benefit of all of the students. It's an awe-inspiring subject, it gets lots of exposure in the media. Children have really engaged with it very well because the space education encompasses all of the science disciplines.
We've been developing space in the science curriculum from year 6 right the way up through to year 13, and we've been doing that because it's an inspiring hook that allows us to teach STEM subjects in a really engaging way. Space in the science curriculum is really engaging because every student has a question about space. They love the subject, and what we can do is use that to teach the essentials of the science curriculum in a way which engages them but also extends them and gets them to think deeper.
If you've got a unique, inspiring context, you can use this not only to boost what they're learning in terms of subject material, but also the way that they're learning. How is it that they can reformulate their knowledge? How is it they can develop broader skills that we're trying to push through whenever we're thinking about education?
Space doesn't only create inspiring learning within science. Its flexible possibilities lead to innovative programs of study right across the curriculum. The stimulating subject matter of space promotes creative thought and expression among students, developing deep learning, confidence and enjoyment.
The benefits of using space across the curriculum is that it's one of the rare subjects that links every discipline together. Teaching and learning is most effective when students are engaged, fascinated, when they have a hook that gives them the desire to learn, and space gives them that.
In history, we can teach about the context of the Cold War. In geography, we can start thinking about our understanding of the Earth from space.
I'm fascinated about space because it isn't just one subject, but it encompasses lots of other subjects.
Really what fascinates me about space is that it's so vast out there and we've barely discovered half of it.
One of the best ways of engaging students in space is to demonstrate a viable pathway into a wide range of higher studies and rewarding careers. Forward-thinking schools are linking with universities and the UK space industry to complement and build upon their space studies in the classroom.
We think that links with outside partners such as universities or business are essential in preparing students for a future in STEM. They get out into the real world, meeting real scientists, and we find that that then comes back into the classroom and we see higher achievement as a result.
In the UK we do a huge amount of research into astronomy and space science, but we don't tend to talk about it too much. So getting school children onto a university campus, they can get to see what research we're doing firsthand and really talk directly to the astronomers and the space scientists.
Astrum are Europe's largest space engineering company, and we pretty much cover the entire spectrum of space missions. Space is a really great way to enrich and enliven the curriculum. It gives sort of an application, it gives a purpose. So having a link between industry and schools is really important in adding that inspirational value to what they're learning.
The best way to get students to see this as a vibrant industry in which they can play a part, or in STEM industries generally, is to get universities and to get industry actively involved.
Seeing how the university and others are at the forefront of space science research has inspired me to perhaps pursue higher education or a career in space science.
After coming to a university and seeing how space science is taught here, I think that I can apply myself much better to space science and achieve better results.
To ensure the sustainability of using space to enrich teaching and learning, we need to make sure that the projects are long-term projects, not just short-term transient hits. And that means embedding the space education in the curriculum and across different subjects.
The long-term goals of our space cross-curricular work is to really develop schemes of work that can be used year on year. Schemes of work that are sustainable, but even more importantly, schemes of work that can be built upon. And as we grow in expertise, for us to become more adventurous in what we do.
I think if there's going to be a real lasting legacy to using space as a context for teaching and learning, it's vital that schools and educational institutions really take it to the heart of their ethos, from the ground level teachers all the way up to the upper management within the school, to ensure that you can continue using space to inspire, educate and motivate learners.
I wonder if when the sun dies, life on Earth will still be possible.
I wonder if there's other life forms on different planets.
Space in education does not just inspire students and teachers, it fundamentally raises standards. In doing so, it creates pathways to vibrant and fascinating possibilities that might otherwise never have been imagined.